On February 9, 2004, a 21-year-old nursing student vanished into thin air after a horrific car accident in Haverhill, New Hampshire, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and a cryptic mystery that would haunt investigators for years to come. Maura Murray, a bright and ambitious student at UMass Amherst, had been driving home from a party when her car crashed into a snowbank, but what happened next would defy explanation. Witnesses reported seeing Maura flee the scene on foot, leaving her car behind, with some of her belongings still intact inside. According to eyewitness accounts, a passing motorist, who stopped to assist Maura, reported that she was shaken but appeared to be fine, and had even declined medical attention. However, when police arrived, they found Maura's car, a 1996 Saturn, abandoned in the middle of the road, with the engine still running and the headlights shining. An investigation revealed that Maura had been driving erratically before the accident, and her car had also been seen speeding down the highway a short time earlier. As investigators began to piece together the events of that fateful night, they discovered that Maura had been struggling with personal issues, including a recent breakup and a difficult relationship with her parents. Her family had also been dealing with financial difficulties, and Maura had been working multiple jobs to support herself. Despite these challenges, Maura was known to be a responsible and organized individual, which made her disappearance all the more puzzling. The investigation into Maura's disappearance was led by the New Hampshire State Police, who conducted a thorough search of the area, including a review of surveillance footage and interviews with local residents. However, despite their efforts, they were unable to find any signs of Maura's whereabouts. The case remained a mystery, with many theories emerging over the years, including speculation about foul play, abduction, and even Maura's own involvement in her disappearance. In the years that followed, Maura's family and friends continued to search for answers, and in 2011, a private investigator was hired to re-examine the case. The investigation revealed new leads and potential suspects, but ultimately, the case remained unsolved. The disappearance of Maura Murray remains one of the most baffling and intriguing cold cases in American true crime history. The investigation into Maura's disappearance was led by the New Hampshire State Police, with assistance from the Haverhill Police Department. Detective Mark P. Kovic and Sergeant Michael McCarthy were among the first to arrive at the scene, where they found Maura's car abandoned, with a broken headlight and a mangled front bumper, partially lodged in a snowbank near the intersection of Route 112 and Route 2. The officers began to canvass the area, interviewing witnesses and gathering evidence, but the more they learned, the more questions they had. Maura's phone record showed she had made a series of frantic calls to her boyfriend, Billy Roche, and family members in the hours leading up to the accident, but the calls were cut short, and her phone was never found. A search party was organized, but despite their efforts, no signs of Maura or her body were ever discovered. In the days following her disappearance, investigators found a piece of Maura's torn clothing caught in a tree branch near the accident site, and an eyewitness reported seeing a woman matching Maura's description walking away from the area in the direction of the nearby woods. As the days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months, investigators began to follow a series of leads and suspects, but none of them panned out. Maura's friends and family were interviewed, and some of them reported that she had been struggling with depression and anxiety in the months leading up to her disappearance. Her mother, Julie, revealed that Maura had been experiencing financial difficulties and was feeling overwhelmed by her coursework at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. But was this a motive for her vanishing, or just a red herring? The police also looked into Maura's online activity, but her social media account showed no signs of distress or warning. In fact, her Facebook profile was still active, with a post from the day before her disappearance, joking about a party she had attended. One of the most intriguing leads was a report from a local resident, a 72-year-old man named Bill, who claimed to have seen a woman matching Maura's description walking down a rural road near the accident site, around 10 p.m. on the night of her disappearance. According to Bill, the woman was wearing a white coat and had long blonde hair, which matched Maura's description. When police investigated, they found nothing, but the sighting still raised questions about Maura's whereabouts in the hours following the accident. The case was going cold, and the public was beginning to lose interest. But then, in 2011, a shocking twist emerged. A hidden journal, allegedly written by Maura herself, was discovered by a private investigator who had been working on the case. The journal hinted at a premeditated escape, with Maura detailing her plans to leave behind her old life and start anew. The entries were cryptic, but they suggested that Maura had been planning her disappearance for months, and that she had left behind a trail of clues and misdirection to throw investigators off her trail. The journal was a game-changer, and it raised more questions than answers. Was Maura's disappearance a clever ruse, or was she genuinely in danger? The case was reopened, but the investigation was stalled once again. The public was left with more questions than ever, and the mystery of Maura Murray's disappearance remained unsolved. In the end, the truth about Maura's disappearance may never be known, but one thing is certain: her case has captivated true crime enthusiasts for decades, and it continues to be one of the most baffling and compelling mysteries in American history. Follow Texas Case Archive for more true crime,